Hooked up. River rats, I believe John Wayne once said that if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. Unfortunately, I'm neither, so I got my work cut out for me, but I'm on a body of water that I've never fished this time of year, and I got a couple days to try to figure it out for a catfish tournament. So let's go. Okay. Never really cared much for rigging boats. And usually I've enjoyed rigging kayaks, but now I'm rigging a kayak like it's a boat, and it's not quite as fun as a simple streamlined creek setups that I'm used to putting together. At least for the boat, I got my buddy Seth. He runs Easy Life Outfitters, and his attention to detail is pretty impressive. Mine is not, so he rigs boats and he does a heck of a job. He doesn't rig kayaks though, so this one was all on my own. I'll do a walkthrough later and show you what I did, but imagine the fish are biting, and I need to see if this trolling motor will even work on this thing. Yeah. And we're off to the races. Meeting Ryan and his buddy up here. They've already caught some fish. Already caught some nice fish apparently. And in normal fashion, probably gonna be a day late and $1 short, but this is day one of pre-fishing. Or day one, half a day. I get about half a day of pre-fishing. I'm gonna trade Ryan a bag of ice for some bait. Make that trade every time. Yeah, let's see what this does. It's kind of fun. Considering this is going to take a minute, might as well make sure I'm, oh, shad almost jumped in here. Make sure I'm got plenty of sunscreen on. Safety first. Should probably drive too. Wrong button. There we go. Turns out it's dummy proof. I did mention I wasn't very smart. I am smart enough to put sunscreen on. There's definitely going to be a learning curve to this vessel. While apparently simple, because it is pretty simple compared to like a big boat, there's some nuance to being as efficient as possible. I'm a pretty slow learner. Back to what I said about not being very smart. Oh, hey there, bud. Just be careful, I don't know what I'm doing. That makes a lot of sense. That's a big battery.
That's a 24 volt.
Well, I can read.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think you could read.
I'm full of surprises.
We're a science teacher for a reason.
I'm full of surprises. There's that.
Oh, that's probably Mike holding the bag. Where did you find big bags? We've been looking everywhere for them.
Really?
Yeah.
You just got to talk to the locals.
Is your paddle just floating there?
Yeah. You knocked it off.
Oh.
I'll forgive you.
I mean, if that's the worst thing I do to you today, we're probably in pretty good shape.
Absolutely. That's kind of where my head was at immediately. So how many fish have you caught?
5 or 6, something like that.
Between both of you?
No, just me. He's caught 1 or 2.
How are you?
That's Chris.
Spencer Bauer, nice to meet you.
Well, we don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, he might run you over.
That's fine. I'll bounce back. I got another recharge for the life jacket. Are we gonna go?
Yeah, I'm waiting on y'all.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, God.
Oh.
You're good.
Yeah, I told you. I knew you.
Wrong button.
All right, Chris.
The guy giving me the most crap is Ryan. He puts out YouTube videos sometimes, but that's just because he doesn't catch very many fish, so it's tough for him to put out consistent videos. He caught one today, and now he's all trash talking.
Yeah.
There's a spot downriver, I can't remember exactly. Now I'm kicking myself for not having a fish finder. There's a spot downriver I really want to fish, but it's a very small spot, and I'm not going to be able to find it without my fish finder, which I don't have rigged up because I don't have a transducer mount. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm just happy I remembered to put pants on. I'm going to keep things traditional. I'm just going to try mostly anchored today because I'm still trying to figure this machine out. I got it set up, so I'm going to spot lock with that. I can swivel around in my chair and fish out the back. Not much current, so I do have a drift sock. I should probably get that out. That might be useful. Took my first boat wake over the front of the kayak. That was kind of neat. I figured this kayak would drain really well, and then to see it in person was kind of sweet. Ryan was so kind to hook me up with some really awesome bait. I'm not gonna ever tell him this, but I owe him one right now, at least for starter baits. We'll see if it results in any fish, but I feel good that if I don't catch them, it's just me. It's not the bait. Usually if I'm not catching them, it's always just me. Okay, drag set pretty decent. I don't think there's enough current to walk a bait. I might try, but like I said, I'm not gonna make anything too complicated to start out. Just try to keep her. We'll work our way up to that. Tell you what though, this whole spot locking thing's working pretty slick. I'm kind of surprised at how slick it's working. I don't really feel like I'm missing out on anything, other than it took me longer to get here than it would in a regular boat. So far the old kayak's been pretty lucky. Let's see if it continues to be. I either got a flathead going or a gar. Considering I literally saw a gar, probably a gar. But Chris over there, he's got fish like busting on that bluff wall by him. So, I don't know. Probably give this another 5-10 minutes and then head over there. See if we can catch them. Always use more bait. Catch this 50-pound flathead real quick, that'd be nice. Well, things got interesting real quick. We got a barge coming down river, and usually they just take their time, but this one's hauling and he's kicking up whitecaps. So I've never dealt with them in a kayak. Never had to go over barge wakes in a kayak before, so I'm gonna do it without lines in the water and being able to control my vessel. And I'm getting a bite. The old Bobby J just hauling. Oh, there's the waves already. Okay. that was a big gar. Uh-oh. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Getting a better idea what this thing can handle. Ooh, close ones. A little water over the bow, no problem. Yeah, we're gonna make a big run, like 2 miles downriver. There's a big 50, 60 foot hole. We're gonna look at it. We might, I'll probably anchor it to start and then maybe try some suspend drifting. I won't be able to monitor my speed, so we'll see how it goes. We're following Bobby J, the big barge. And probably Ryan, because he's got an 80-pound thrust trolling motor on his kayak and it can fly. We are playing a dangerous game, hopscotching our way downriver, because we got to go back. I'm trying not to imagine a scenario where my trolling motor quits working. Nice thing, these paddle pretty decent, but there's enough current where I really don't want to paddle. Yeah, it's deep over here. There's some deepish timber and some really deep rock and a little bit of timber. When I hit the M button, what does that do?
Manual.
So
if you've got it on like heading lock or whatever, it just puts it in manual mode.
Okay.
Or if you're on spot lock and you hit that, it kills it completely.
Okay. Still figuring this stuff out.
You'll knock yourself off spot lock when you really don't want to a time or two.
Oh, I already did it today.
Yeah.
She's broke in. Well, Ryan's reeling one in already. It's not a bad sign. We got a bass boat coming downriver. Hopefully he sees us. We're kind of in the sun a little bit. Oh, he ain't even bad. See a blue or flathead? Yeah, he is pretty nice. Oh, it's a blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
That boy. Yeah, at least somebody caught one while I'm out on the water. Ryan got a pretty nice one earlier walking a bait, like a 45, 50 pounder, something like that. I'd like to see one about that big right now. I'm fishing more of the deep hole, I think. I don't have a fish finder, so I don't know how deep it is. There we go. Yep. Hooked up. He thumped it and just pulled her down nice and slow and ripped some line off. Had my feet propped up, relaxed, wasn't expecting a whole lot. Feels like a blue. Not a bad one either. He ain't in the boat yet, buddy. But I can hook one. Yeah, he's pretty nice. That was a very welcome sight. That thud when they hit it in a kayak, there's nothing like it. You just don't get it in a boat. Ooh. Yeah, this isn't a tiny one, guys. I don't know how big, but he pulled off some. He's moving a lot of water. Holy cow. That's a big one. I should probably put my phone in my pocket so I don't lose it. Yeah, not a kayak PB, I don't think, but he's big. Wow. I'd take him on tournament day and be pretty darn happy about it. So if I had a net and was in a boat, He'd probably be in the boat already, but since I'm in a kayak, I kind of want to just chill, take my time, wear him out. I don't know how well he's hooked, but I don't know what else you do. I have grippers. I need practice. Swivel around. Oh yeah. Grippers. I don't know if grippers are gonna do me much good on this thing. Come here, buddy. Get in here. He ain't a kayak PB, but he's this kayak's PB. All right, let's see if I can swivel around without flipping. Slide off here. Okay. He just oozed all over me. I mean, I'll get over it. Yeah, not a bad way to start this trip out. First trip on big water, rigged up for tournaments and stuff, and hopefully this is a sign of good things to come. Yeah, I'm gonna get him back. He came out of deep water, so I'll probably hold him to the side for a minute. He's probably gonna tear up my hand. Oh, down he goes. A little bit of blood, good. Whew. Yeah, I guess I don't know what else to say. That was fun. I should try that again. I feel like Shrek blew his nose on me right now. I was getting the other rod all fixed up to throw it back out, and had another one go down nice and slow. He pulled a little drag. He's kind of running at me too, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to take my time a little bit with him because it is so deep. Yeah, he's not rolling. Well, there he is. He's a fun one. Not saying this is my new favorite pastime, but I'm gonna tell you, big water kayak fishing with a big water kayak is not a bad time. I got a Ryan-sized fish. He's small. Yeah, he ain't bad. He's hooked good. I like it. I'll actually use the grippies on this one. We got it. Okay. Yeah. Oh. This spot doesn't suck. A lot better than the last one. The last one was kind of a gar hole, so I'm not saying this is a pattern, but it's something to consider. The bummer part of all of it is there's actually a tropical storm coming through this week, so however fishing is today, it's probably going to be pretty different on tournament day, but I'm having a good time in the meantime. Good. See ya. I am so slimy. It'd be nice to squeak out one more. But it'd always be nice to squeak out one more. Just about fell out of the kayak there, no big deal. Need to take a step back, get a little too confident. And if you're like, man, you're the kayak guy, why are you acting all weird? It's different when you're in water that's deeper than knee deep. Just had a railroad tie bump into me, and yeah, definitely startled me a little bit. I think that's my sign. Time to head back to the dam. It'll probably take us, it'll be pushing an hour. That's okay. Hopefully by the time we get there, the skips are biting. So far, I'm glad we came down here though. Everything's moist. Good morning. We didn't catch any skipjack last night, which is a little bit of a concern. I mean, Ryan was able to get some and then was willing to share with me, but might have to get creative on the bait front, which is not what I wanted to do. I mean, I never want to worry if I can get bait or not, but at least like the bait. You know, I could get bluegills or stuff like that, but there's no substitute for skipjack. You'll catch fish that you wouldn't have with anything else. I mean, that's what we were using yesterday and it worked. And I mean, it's not magic because it doesn't put fish in the boat. Well, it kind of is magic because if you don't have it, I mean, you catch fish you wouldn't have caught using skipjack if you weren't using skipjack. I don't know. It's early in the morning. I gotta get this fish finder rigged up. I still don't have my transducer mount, but I'm gonna fab up something just because I'm sick of floating around and wondering where I'm at. And at least if I catch something, I can mark it on the map so to go back for later. That took a minute and things just got a whole lot more redneck, which I like. I think this will work-ish, but I got the fish finder on there. It does turn on, and I got this transducer mount. So how these kayaks work, this hole right here, underneath of it, there's a space that accommodates a big old transducer like that, but you gotta drop it down to be able to use the side imaging and stuff. So I'm gonna run everything up through that hole, including this pole. Pull this through, drop that down, and I'm hoping like I can pull it straight through. Then when it gets through, I'll turn it sideways and it'll catch. And then when I'm scanning around, I can hold it steady. At least that's the goal. In theory, I think it'll work, but I have a lot of goofy ideas in my head, obviously, and most of them don't. But yeah, I'm tired of messing with this kayak. Obviously, it's a hobbled together thing, but it will catch fish. I have seen that, and hopefully with having a fish finder, being able to control speed and all that stuff, it'll be able to catch more fish. I will find out today. Today I'm out definitely on the big water, which will be a good test. Like this kayak, I got this kayak for big water. I mean, camping trips too, don't get me wrong, but like when the kayak catfish tournaments are typically on big waterways, and this one should handle it just fine, but today will be the real test. 12-inch graph does look ridiculous on a kayak, but the side imaging and everything, even with my messed up transducer, excuse me for my burp, I think it's pretty decent. Pretty happy with it. Ryan and Chris have been out here for a couple hours, or 3 hours or 4 hours, I don't know. They have fully functioning kayaks and they haven't had to run a bunch of errands like I have, so they've been catching fish. Hopefully they left me a few. I'm definitely out here in the middle of nowhere now. I don't know where Ryan and Chris are. I know they're kind of in this direction, but I see what might be them, or it might be a boat. Ryan's a giant, so it's kind of hard to tell the difference sometimes, but I've been marking fish the whole way out here and I'm getting impatient. I want to try to catch one. Hopefully Ryan's fighting a giant. feel like I know so many people named Ryan and Jason. Just kind of come from that age. Got my planer board set. Still got to drop back a couple long lines. I didn't almost get hit by a boat, but they definitely did not see me till I stood up. I'm thinking a flag might be in my future if I'm going to keep doing this. Not that that's going to make everybody see you better, but it ain't going to hurt nothing. So, and I'm all about preventative measures that prevent stupid problems without hurting anything. The old kayak is much squirrelier than a boat. I'm sure there'll be some things I got to figure out. Probably a lot of things. It's also possible the trolling motor is going straighter than I think it is because my bearings are discombobulated. I need to combobulate my bearings and then we'll be fine. Still not sure how to do that. I wonder if it would track straighter if I ran the drift sock straight out the back instead of off the side. I'm gonna try to do it without flipping. No promises. Okay, it is now straight out the back. In and in might be something. Oh. Got a little squeaker. Pull me backwards. Pulling my boat. I mean, he is tiny, tiny. Is he even on? What do we have? Junk? Another line? A tangle. That's what we have. This tangle. Oh well. We got a little action. Wrong button. Oh, my bait fell off too. Sweet. You have to be very purposeful about how I go about setting out lines, I think. It takes longer to set them and they're easier to tangle. At least currently it takes longer. Maybe I'll get good at it. At least I'm decent at untangling them. So I got that working for me. Okay. I think I'm dragging a little one. I don't know if he's on there or... I mean, he's hanging on it. I don't know if he's hanging on a hook or just hanging on the bait. Not very big. Baiting on what I want to do. He's probably maybe a channel cat. I think we got him. We might have us another tangle before it's all said and done. He might have just came off. It's kind of why I didn't even want to mess with it, because the way he pulled it down, I didn't figure he was big enough to get in the bait in his mouth. It appears that is the case. Yeah, he just nibbled the back end off of it. It's probably good I checked it though, because it could definitely use rehooked. No fish yet. Just feel very inefficient, and it's probably because I don't have a, it's because I don't have a good system. Like in a boat, I feel good, you know. Kayak, it's different. Everything's smaller, compact. Boat control's different though. I thought it might be easier. I think it's more difficult. But I flip-flopped around. I was kind of going with the wind, with the current, even though the current was minimal, and now I'm going back into the wind, into the current. Just seems like problems are amplified in the kayak. Like a boat, there's ways around them. I'm sure there is in a kayak too, I just haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm gonna have to really start pounding on some fish for me to want to do this tournament day though. I actually hooked a fish. Oh, he's sprinting at me. Pulled a little drag. He's about to outrun the kayak and spin me around. Oh, there he is. He's pretty nice. I was thinking I didn't know how to catch a fish. I still might not, but fooled one. Managed to not put my phone in the water. Oh, easy, champ. Oh, stay out of the drift sock. Oh, wow. You're tougher than I thought you were. Now I gotta do the over, under. Oh, that's actually not too bad. It's precarious in a kayak. Come on, buddy. Got him gripped. Oh, reel about went in the water. It's not ideal. Oh, flip water everywhere. Did it. Oh, well, that was exciting. Now he's one I wouldn't feel bad about on tournament day. Don't think 3 of these are gonna win it for me, but he's fun and, you know, like, he'd put me in contention for sure. He could be helpful for sure. All right, Ryan and Chris are heading in. I think they want to go get something to eat before we go get bait. When we get back, I will do a little kayak walkthrough. Did he poop? Smells like he pooped. Oh, definitely splashed me. It's warm enough where that don't bother me none. Guess even if it wasn't warm, it wouldn't bother me that much. Just happy to have caught something. Just about to the ramp. I don't quite have this thing dialed in, but I feel like I've got enough seat time to, you know, have a decent feel for it. And if you're wondering about top speed, I bet you could get it 4 to 5 mile an hour somewhere. The problem with doing that and running it for very long is you're going to flip a breaker. So I've been running her 2.8 to 3.4, and I can do that without smoking my battery, which I'll show you this battery. You're not going to drain it. If you did, that'd be amazing. It's probably because you didn't charge it for a week, but you will. I mean, things will get hot, breakers will flip, and you're not dead on the water, but you ain't moving anywhere till that breaker cools down. My only real complaint isn't even really a complaint. It's just a bummer that there's not enough room for Skip, but it'd take a heck of a kayak for there to be enough room for him. Plus a potential 50 to 100 pound catfish that I'm hoping to put in this thing. Well, I went up to the bushes to water them and found a pair of Oakleys. Didn't see that coming. Ended up giving them to Ryan. I got a pair of, got my good old pair of Waterland, so I ain't too worried about it. But they went to the gas station, get something to eat. I'm gonna do the same, but I'm gonna show you some stuff on the kayak first. Most people start at the front and work to the back. I'm gonna go backwards. This is the powerhouse of the kayak. Got a battery case, and then in it I got a 160 amp hour lithium battery. I mean, it's one out of my boat, so I think you could definitely get by with 100 amp. I've fished 2 days, went 10 miles, and only used like 50 amps so far. Got a ran to a 60 amp fuse. If you run it as high as it'll go, you will flip that, or say not fuse, breaker, you will flip that breaker. I ran some internal wiring. I got a plug up there, I got a plug up front that the trolling motor plugs in. This is the thing I'm probably the most proud of though, the rod rack some guys do a rod rack up over the top. I don't want that in my way, so I have some thumb screws from New Canoe, and this is attached, and it's attached to the track, so it's easy on, easy off. I got 3 rods out each side. You can drag baits, you can anchor, just hit spot lock or use your trolling motor, all that stuff, and works pretty darn slick. Got a cleat, zigzag cleat for when I'm, you know, floating down the river for tying off the logs and stuff, and probably for docking it if I ever need to dock it. Got the 360 seat, which is important too, because you can look forward when you're driving. You can spin around, fish out the back, and you got a little bit of leg room. Right now it's taken up with planer boards. I'm going to figure out a system to get them out of the way, but for now I'll probably just stick them under the seat. There's some room under there. Yeah, I'm using my Whisker Seeker live bait tank for my cut bait, which this is no good anymore, unfortunately. I'm fresh out of bait. We got to go catch some more, which has not been easy, but it is what it is. Anyway, I got the full decking kit. It's nice for like keeping things quiet. Got some rod holders up here mounted on the track. I had them here, but the nice thing about putting them up here is you can lay a rod down the side and then stuff it up in the rod tip protector up there. And this rod holder actually kind of keeps it tucked in and from falling out of the boat. And also, they seem to be more rigid up here. There's a little bit of play right now because it's hot, but it doesn't flex as much on this shorter track. All the tracks are aluminum, so you don't have to worry about them breaking, which is really nice. Got a ridiculous Lowrance HDS 12. It's not the new one. I think the new one's the Pro, and I think this one's the Live. Yeah, I got a gear pod where I store my battery, and then other miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, right in there. Trolling motor's in the way, so can't move too much. I need to put that on anyway. Minn Kota XI3 55-pound thrust. Pulls it around pretty good. Yeah, that's the gist of it. I didn't want to do too much crazy stuff, because you start doing too much stuff and you just have junk everywhere. And it's kind of teetering on that edge, at least my version of that edge. But I can live with it, and I like it, and I'm sure I'll tweak a bunch of things moving forward, but super fishable right now. Like, I feel like any inefficiencies isn't because of my rigging or the boat or anything. It's just because I'm not used to kayak fishing big water. Like, I do a lot of these techniques out of a big boat, and I've kayaked a lot on small streams, so those are the two things I'm most familiar with. But kayak fishing big water, I've done it before, but not a lot, and the sport of kayak catfishing is advanced a lot since I did it. You know, used to anchor with a real anchor, used to drag baits by paddling. So this is a lot more efficient, a lot more effective, and the more practice I get, I think I should be more effective. So I'm not good yet, but working on it. Hopefully I'm good enough to do well in the tournament on Saturday. Feel decent, got options, found fish. Still not sure what I'm gonna do, but I got some time. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate the heck out of you taking time to watch. Hope you catch a giant.